Ladies and gentlemen, and joining us now over the phone to shed more light on the celebration marking Labour's Day, we are joined by Dr. Doha Hamid, the Professor of Economics at Cairo University. Dr. Hamid, good evening.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening discussing aspects relating to the President's speech today.
Pleasure is all mine. Dr. Hamid, first of all, before we delve into the specificities of the President's speech, how would you rate the celebration of marking Labour's Day and the President's speech as well?
Actually, it's not only me. For every Egyptian here in Egypt and abroad, I have received very positive responses. I felt it was very comprehensive, it was candid, it was deep, it was well thought. It has given the signals that are needed at this very critical point in time in the economy of Egypt and for laborers as well. This is the initial feedback about the talk itself.
Yes. Dr. Hamid, now the President has reiterated the importance of the labour market, the labour workforce, calling it the backbone of the Egyptian economy. And he also acknowledged the economic difficulties hitting the developing countries, including Egypt and the whole world, as a matter of fact. And in light of this, in his speech, he made a lot of decisions and he announced them, one of which was the amend certificate, for instance, for the irregular workers, which is an insurance, a life insurance policy. How would you rate such a decision?
Actually, it comes very, very positive because, concerning the safety of the environment where laborers work, there are always hazards and aspects and such, and we are moving along complying with international standards, which is an additional point that was raised by the President. So having the life insurance certificate and the emergency relief and increasing the value of the compensation from £250 to £1,000, His Excellency is very close to the people and he knows everything and he knows their pulse. This is what I meant to say. Speaking of the challenges and so on, he gave as well a very important signal concerning assurances of the types of escalations that are being challenging Egypt. Still, he is confident with our unity and working together, we will be able to make it and we will grow out of any challenges. So no matter what type of, external announcements about types of risks, and I felt that His Excellency was talking about the recent announcements about the riskiness on the investment environment and on the indebtedness. But he assured everyone that we are ready, and we are ready for the challenge by the hands and arms and the efforts of the labor in Egypt, which is very important.
Yes, well, the President also
of the industrial sector as well that he has announced earlier.
Yes, well, he also spoke about people with special needs allocating 5% of the jobs in every sort of institution and company, be it in the public or private sectors. He also spoke about the gender equality in terms of opportunities for jobs allocated for both sexes. How would you rate that in reference to the importance of hitting and really targeting all the segments of society?
Well, this goes along as well with the social dialogue that His Excellency mentioned. I mean, aspects like people with disabilities and gender aspects and the revisiting of the labor law. This is. I mean, it aligns with our compliance with decent work principles and with the needs of the Egyptian laborers as well. When we look into the percentage of women working, they are always challenged with household aspects and demands. But still, he mentioned this and he made it very clear along with the National Council for Women's strategy that is being implemented, monitored and evaluated. with clear indicators. Same with the people with disabilities as well. Those are, very important highlights that he made to the public. And with the participation as well, he emphasized very much the participatory aspect in preparing and implementing those measures, which I find it very, very positive, actually.
Yes. Well, it is a fast changing world, and the technologies and the way we are living life is totally progressing day by day, which requires employees and workers to be to undertake vocational training. The government and many of the public and private sectors have offered vocational training to develop the employees and the labor. How responsive have you felt in terms of Egyptians responding and taking upon this vocational training?
I think there are improvements, plenty of improvements in recent years, since the industrial sector emphasis has gotten into the agenda, higher up on the agenda of the government. So there are plenty of institutes who are investing in people and offering plenty of courses. It is very important to make sure that all those institutes are offering the skill empowerment and training and enhancement up to international standards. Because it is one of the blisses of Egypt to have such vast human resources that can be exported to the entire region, okay, and to the world. So unless we are compliant with the international standards of vocational training and graduating entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, I mean, this is a basic requirement that he discussed, and I think it is of high importance that we take note of.
Yes. Well, Dr. Abdul Hamid, also the President spoke about launching a national platform for labor information. How can the labor market actually benefit from the launching of such a platform?
It's absolutely fantastic. Again, it complies with international standards. I mean, from my experience in England, the UK, for example, there are job centers, and there is a platform for any person who is looking for a job according to qualification and according to the region that he is looking for a job in. Like, for example, I would look for a job nearby where I reside. So I don't commute a lot, so I go to my job, and I am quite productive in offering the output. So having the platform makes the job opportunity very transparent, and it increases the level of employment and hence economic development and higher value added. This is, I mean, it's a piece of brilliant news that was announced. And I'm looking forward to see it operating, because previously there was a platform, but it was static, not dynamic. So it lists certain jobs and so on, and it does not interact very much like the example that I was talking about in the UK. Once you apply for the job, you would receive the employee or the future employee would receive a notification with the interview time and location and everything. And even you can be interviewed virtually, and you receive the offer. So everything is on the platform. So I hope with the new platform, this will be allowed and be accessible to all job seekers in the country. And even outside, Egyptians outside as well can apply to come back.
Yes, most definitely. Dr. Doha Abdul Hamid, the Professor of Economics at Cairo University, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we turn to our second topic for tonight. Now, the President and the government have kept the health sector on the top of the country's priorities, actually allocating £397 billion for of the budget for the fiscal year 2023-2024 specifically for the health sector. Let's check out this report and we'll be right back.